Did you guys know they're like making an official like Batman Fortnite comic? Like it's
What?
about this is like I gotta go and kill all these people again and again because I'm in Fortnite. Me, Batman.
Made by actual DC?
Yes, it's made by
Oh my
actual
god.
DC.
How much do I have to
Yes.
pay you to
Oh,
make
I
a video
died?
analyzing that comic?
Did you know the real official DC made a crossover comic of Batman and Fortnite? I just read it and my friend told me he'd pay me if I analyzed it, so yes, this video was made completely for monetary reasons. In fact, I knew nothing of either franchises being crossovered. I'm experiencing this 100% blindly. The best place to start would be the first page. I won't read the comic text by text, I do expect you to read it first. Personally, I acquired it, definitely legally. Okay, I honestly wouldn't have done this if I had to pay for it, lol. But for the time being, I'll just summarize everything. Page 1. A giant crack ripping reality apart appears in Gotham. Batman's reading suggests it's tearing reality apart and wants to get a closer look. And Jim Gordon was there, I guess. I looked into Tycons and Rydberg matter, but I think they're just scientific buzzwords. Also, can we just take a moment to enjoy Batman's glistening thighs? Jim mentions people are actually approaching the rip in reality. Batman comments on the fact that they could be there to stop it. But, I mean, this is Gotham, so they might just be insane. I thought this was an interesting note to point out. When it comes to analyzing, one big thing to always ask is why does a character do a certain action? Their incentive to say. But the statement Batman proposes makes me ask this question. What is the purpose of analyzing a character's motives if there's always the chance they're just crazy? I don't have a right to ask this since I know nothing about the Batman universe, so yeah. Damn, I should probably watch a Link Carter review. Anyways, we see Harley Quinn saying they already went through, implying she was with a group of people involved with the portal in some way. This is strengthened with the fact that her Batman warns her to go away from the portal. She replies, just because he doesn't know doesn't mean she doesn't know, doesn't. Batman asks her who went through the portal and what they're after, but Harley responds with a knee to the face and jumps in. Just from this information alone, I couldn't really conclude what Harley's goal or any of her accomplices in this, so... Okay, one little tangent before continuing. I love the choreography in this comic book. Like, just from looking at it, you can tell exactly what's happening, way better than an action blockbuster movie with a million cuts between every hit. Batman jumps from above, Harley shoots multiple times from left to right, Batman fast falls, dodging Harley's bat, but then she kicks him in the face with a knee, and it all flows really well, and they put a lot of thought into this. I guess the manga really is better than the anime, or live action, or whatever. Batman continues to investigate the portal, not noticing someone behind him, and kicks him straight into it. We don't get to know who this mysterious person is, by the way. He tried escaping, but apparently it has like a localized gravitational pull, so its event horizon radius is when you enter, sure, and then he gets yeeted to Trenzalore. Anyone get that Doctor Who reference from like 8 to 9 years ago? God, I'm old. He actually wakes up in a field and a giant purple quote-unquote storm starts closing in. Batman grapple hooks away, apparently he comes in with all his equipment, and comments on something interesting. He questions the existence of a power controlling the nature of the storm, implying there's some sort of Fortnite god, or at least some evil mastermind controlling Fortnite like a Hunger Games. The lore is deepening. Anyways, he gets ambushed, but turns it around and traps him on the floor, then tries to communicate with him. He realizes that he can't talk, which I don't even think is canon to Fortnite. I'll get back to this point later on with the inconsistency with the rules of Fortnite, but anyways, even weirder than not being able to talk, when trying to communicate to him using sign language, he realizes he doesn't even know who he is. I thought this was a weird plot device, like what was the point of Batman or anyone else in Fortnite getting amnesia, or not being able to communicate for that matter, on like a serving purpose for the plot kind of way. Not being able to talk, sure, you won't be able to form alliances, so all you have to do is fight, but losing your memories is pretty inconsequential. I feel like it doesn't affect anything, but we'll have to see in future issues. In a way, the getting amnesia thing isn't consistent either. Batman still acts like Batman, even though he doesn't know he's Batman. Speaking of his personality, I have to commend him. He's actually a pretty good protagonist. Like, getting into the head of Batman as a treat, he's very direct, down to earth, and observational. When fighting, he'd think exactly how to dodge and counterattack an opponent. When thinking about his general situation, he'd lay out all the facts first before coming to a conclusion. It's just very analytical, so thank you, Batman, for doing my job for me. I don't know, I'm just sort of used to tokusatsu and shonen anime. That stuff like this is always disregarded. While thinking about his situation, he's able to attach his ambusher to a speedboat, flowing him away, even though if I was Batman, I would have escaped using the speedboat instead of sending my opponent away. Like, it's free mobility, but whatever, I guess. Basically, all he knows is that he can fight and use his weapons, but nothing else. He goes to a sniping spot, aka higher ground, but the thing about those spots are that if you can see everyone, everyone else can also see you, which is exactly what happens when someone tries to snipe him. Luckily, he rolls out of the way.
See those? Wait a minute. Since when did I know how to dodge rifle bullets?
Surprisingly, Sniper Mask has like the exact deep, raspy voice as Batman. Also, sexiest dub voice of all time, Sniper Mask. Anyways, I did have a problem with this scene. Earlier, he couldn't even notice someone was gonna kick him in the portal, but this time he's able to dodge a sniper bullet. But then I realized at that time he was distracted by his reading of the portal, but this time he's actively paying attention to his surroundings, the difference between a perception roll and a passive perception in D&D. His new theory on whatever place he landed in is that he's just gone mad and he's in an asylum. I guess I get it. Everyone who plays Fortnite belongs in a mental hospital and is a homicidal maniac. But also, I mean, he's from Gotham. Of course he'd think everything is an asylum. He immediately disproves his theory, saying it was too disorganized. After being in the middle of the action for a while, he notices in the corner of his eye someone he might recognize. The cat girl. This is the part where I said losing their memories didn't help the plot. It was utilized in its story, but the execution is the problem. It's the concept. Why? Why weren't they allowed to know who they were? Would it have made a difference? I argue no, since Batman was able to recognize her, but whatever, I guess there could be a bigger reason down the line. Another thing to question is Catwoman's weapon of choice. Like a whip? Really? Everyone else has guns and battle axes, but a whip? How does that even work in like stopping crime? She used that like twice to whip people's faces to like what, temporarily hurt them a bit. In fact, it's probably more detrimental since in this panel, someone grabs her whip and then slices her in the abdomen. Wow. The point of the next few pages is just Batman simping Catwoman, like how they feel like they fought each other before and stuff like that. They basically tag team and defeat a bunch of people to get to the center of the storm. They reminisce about each other and wish they had more time together. And then they get the winner chicken dinner. Actually, they vaporized or something, I don't know. Also, Batman does this cool-ass looking Kamen Rider kick. On a sort of sour note, here's the inconsistencies I thought of relating to the mechanics of Fortnite itself. First, Batman doesn't drop from the sky like these people did. Why couldn't you just make him say, "Where are we dropping, boys?" Second, why does everyone immediately have weapons? Where's the resource gathering phase in Fortnite? I'd assume it's for a shorter compact story, that's why. Third, why is the map so small? Why is everyone dropping at the same place? I assume it's the same reason as the last one, just to make it more concise. And the fourth one, you can talk to other people in Fortnite though, not just your teams in a co-op. Okay, at least in PUBG, I think you could turn on your voice chat and talk to anyone around you. I think. Alright, on one more, less sour note, I just want to say this comic looks pretty good. It's not my personal aesthetic. I've never liked how cheesy or dark comic books looked. It's the same here, like anime and manga have a more relaxing pastel vibe to it, but comic books are always grungy and serious for me. The art style I can sort of appreciate and respect, but what's dazzling to me is like definitely the coloring. It's just very vibrant. It's trying to make the colorful world of Fortnite into a sort of dark, gloomy world, and I think they did that pretty well. Like, we have the grays and blacks of Batman and Catwoman, and then we have the bright green and yellow of a zombie and bullets flying around. It's pretty dynamic. Well, Ray, that was it. I don't know if you're actually gonna give me money or not. I'll be honest, I didn't even have to pay for this comic, but more importantly, I'm not proud of this analysis. For a lot of reasons, I've never analyzed the comic, I haven't played Fortnite or know anything about Batman. I think I just summarized and mostly nitpicked on a few places, sometimes giving my opinion on stuff. I would have been way more ecstatic if I was paid to make a My Little Pony analysis, but whatever, I suppose. That's it. Oh, but one more thing. There's this one panel in this comic that I've been staring at for hours and I can just never understand it. I've been trying to analyze it, but it just never clicks. Why the fuck does Harley have a scope on her pistol?